Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in his first comments on electoral bonds, said that it is due to the system put in by his government that the sources of political funding and its beneficiaries could be found out. Talking to Tamil news channel Thanti TV, he went on to say, "I want to ask all experts which agency can find the trail of money used in elections before 2014. There must have been some expenditure. Modi came up with electoral bonds, and so today you know how much who funded to whom." But is it because of the Prime Minister that we know who funded how much to whom, or is it because of the Supreme Court who, in striking down the electoral bond scheme, directed the Election Commission of India to release the data of those who donated via electoral bonds and the political parties who encashed them? The question therefore is that was the system put in place as transparent as the Prime Minister claimed in his interview? Well, the Supreme Court doesn't seem to think so. In passing its verdict on 15th February, the Supreme Court slammed the lack of transparency and said infringement to the right to information is not justified by the purpose of curbing black money. Regarding which agency can find the trail of money used in elections before 2014, well, I, with the help of experts, will tell you more about it. But before I proceed, a small hat tip to you, our viewers, who have encouraged us to keep up with our extensive coverage on electoral bonds. By becoming a member, you help us do better and you help us bring you the stories that matter. Check out the link in the description below, but stay with me for now. When the electoral bond scheme was devised, legalized anonymity and not transparency was the key. Former Finance Secretary Subhash Garg, who played a very important role in designing this scheme, explained in an article for the Quint that, quote, most political donations before the electoral bonds were made in the unaccounted and predominantly non-transparent cash mode. The sad state of affairs existed because the corporations and rich individuals were not interested in making it known which political parties they donated to for reasons that may or may not be justified, unquote. Therefore, the government brought changes in the architecture of political funding to meet this key reluctance and make electoral bonds a success. These changes were all aimed at securing the anonymity of the donor. In fact, for 6 years, between 2018 and 2024, not a single detail of which party got funds from which donor was revealed to the public. And up until the last day in court, the Government of India and the State Bank of India tried to defend the anonymity of the scheme. Now, about the Prime Minister challenging experts to find the trail of money used in elections before 2014, well, before the electoral bond scheme, individuals or companies could donate to political parties by making direct contributions through electoral trusts, a scheme introduced in 2013. As Shaili Mahajan and Shivani Kapoor of the Association for Democratic Reforms, or the ADR as you know it, explain in this article for the Quint, these trusts permit contributions to political parties only through banking channels, disclose the details of political contributions to beneficiary parties through the regular filing of annual reports, and the link between the political party and the donor can be traced by the Election Commission, though not disclosed to the public. So, not only were there paper trails and banking channels in the previous system, but electoral bonds were designed for anonymity, not so that today you know who funded how much to whom. Meanwhile, before Prime Minister Modi, Home Minister Amit Shah said that with the scrapping of electoral bonds, he feared the return of black money in political funding. So let's break that down as well. Did electoral bonds really curb the flow of black money, or did they steadily legalize and institutionalize the use of unaccounted illegal money? Shaili Mahajan and Shivani Kapoor explain this as well. They argue that electoral bonds legalized backroom lobbying and unlimited anonymous donations by allowing foreign entities, large-scale entities, unknown hidden entities, and benami transactions to funnel unaccounted black money through shell companies. But there's still more. The electoral bond scheme sets no upper limit for a company's donations. Previously, it was stipulated that political funding was limited to 7.5% of their net profit of the previous 3 years. Now, an investigation by the Quint found out that, for example, Future Gaming and Hotel Services Private Limited, the top donor to political parties, it donated over 5 times its consolidated profits in the same period. And even Quint's group, it donated rupees 195 crore in just 2 months during the 2019 general elections, despite only reporting a profit of around rupees 12.24 lakhs in financial year 2020. Where did this money come from? So, far from curbing the funneling of unaccounted money, electoral bonds and their anonymity merely legalized it.